Hey guys, it's Paul from New England Lean Consulting. Beautiful Sunday morning here in Maine. We're about to squeeze the last little bit of fun out from the weekend that I was able to spend up here. So found this awesome river. We're gonna launch our kayaks and get out here, but I just wanted to pause real quick and talk about things I've talked about before, like work-life balance, and how lean, continuous improvement, respect for people, how these all things dovetail to bring you the most value. So we're gonna launch here in a sec and get out on the river and have some fun. And I got some stories I'm going to share with you. But for now, I'll get back at you in a minute. Isn't this place awesome? Isn't this awesome? We found this spot, so we figured we'd pull over and take the opportunity. So, you know, one of the things I hear a lot when we talk to new potential clients about lean is they think it's about high volume. They think it's only for Toyota or making cars, and it's simply not true. It's not unlike what we're doing right here. I'm a shop floor guy. I spent over 20 years in operations management. What I found was people were so busy doing their jobs every day, they were too busy to do their jobs. And what I mean is, they're so tired by the end of the day, they had nothing left in the tank to think about continuous improvement or making anything better. They're just trying to get through their day as best they can. What lean does for you, and the way we work, is we encourage you to find places like this at work, which means find some quiet time to stop and think. And by implementing lean tools and techniques, it gives you that time back. I'll give you a quick example. We had a manufacturing client whose setups took over an hour, and making a few small tweaks that cost less than 200 bucks. We got those setup times down under 10 minutes. So now they have almost that whole other hour to do other stuff, to improve things, to make things better. And oh, by the way, the people who run those machines, their lives just got a whole lot easier because they're not running around looking for tools, trying to find their manager to ask a question, right? They've got what they need, where they need it, and when they need it. And that's the biggest thing. So we talk a lot about employee engagement, and that's a big part of lean. And actually, I'd say that's almost the biggest part of lean. A Gallup survey shows that 2/3 of employees aren't engaged. They're either actively disengaged or not engaged in their work. So what does that mean? Well, that means they show up to work and they say, you know what, I do what I do, and then 3:30, 4 o'clock, I go home and that's it. Actively disengaged means I'm looking for a new job right now. And now you guys all know what comes with what happens when somebody quits their job, right? You gotta post that job, find a replacement, there's phone interviews and vetting them out and all the costs. On average, it takes over a month to find a new person and 20 to 35% of that person's previous salary just to find their replacement. And oh, by the way, when that person shows up, they're not gonna be as effective as that person who left. So why do people leave their jobs? Well, the top reasons aren't money. It's I didn't feel like what I was doing mattered to anybody, and my boss just didn't understand what I do, what I should be doing, didn't give me clear direction, all that kind of stuff. And that's really, I think, what we want out of our work. The reason we all chose the profession that we chose is because that's what it brings us intrinsic value. That's what we're passionate about. Teachers want to be teachers. Nurses want to be nurses. Engineers want to be engineers. They don't want to spend their time asking a lot of questions for answers that they should have already. They don't want to be looking for tools and systems that they should know about and should have and be at the ready. My dad had open heart surgery not that long ago, and when I was visiting him leading up to his operation, you know, every hour a nurse would be visiting him to check his vitals and administer drugs and just all this stuff that nurses do. Almost every single time when he was getting visited by a nurse, another nurse came in because that other nurse needed something that was supposed to be on her cart and wasn't. So they were looking on my dad's nurse's cart to see if they had one. And you think about all that lost time and effort. That's not what that nurse should be doing. That's not what the hospital hired them to do. They're supposed to be taking care of patients, not looking for something that they should already have. That's a big reason why people quit, because they just can't take it anymore. That's another thing that Lean can do for you. We take a look at those things. When you work with us, those are the things we help identify, and we help you get back that time so people can get back to doing what they really love to do. So really the last point I want to make with you about what Lean is and isn't and what it does is it's applicable everywhere. We have clients, yes, in manufacturing, but we have a public school system. We have a major university. We have a mutual fund company. The tools, techniques, and methods, they're universal. They really apply practically anywhere. So please don't ever think that because you don't make cars and that you're not a high volume manufacturer, that this stuff just doesn't apply. It's all about making life easier for you, for the organization, for your employees. At one of our clients, we had a guy who runs a mill come up to me and he's like, you know what? I wasn't too sure that this whole thing was gonna work. It kind of sounds like magic and it sounds a little hokey. He said, but I want you to know, I have 3 sons. And because of what you guys have done with us, I'm actually able to help coach my youngest son's football team now, where I never had that time before. I never asked for the time off with my previous 2 boys who also played football, because I knew the answer was gonna be no, because we're just so busy. I was in this place 60, sometimes almost 70 hours a week, because we were so far behind. We had customers calling us and yelling at us and threatening to take business away. So I knew there was no way I could go to my manager and ask for that amount of time off. But again, because of all the stuff you guys have done, I'm able to do that. And that's something that he'll never forget and I'll never forget. So I just wanted to say thank you. And to be honest with you, that's why we do what we do. It's that kind of stuff. That's what gives us the intrinsic value, to help customers and clients do what it is they do best and just stop doing all this other stuff that really just doesn't matter. Hey guys, like I said, that's really what it's all about. So to that end, I'm gonna get back out on the water, enjoy what's left of the weekend. So until next time, I appreciate you. Take it easy.